Today on The Boot Guy, we're talking about the Thorogood 814-4200 Moccasin Wedge Sole 6-inch non-steel toe boot. Let's take a closer look at this boot, shall we? So this mock toe boot is a classic boot. This is a boot that's been around a long time. They used to call this a farm boot back at the turn of the century. Now you will find this boot primarily being worn by electricians, pipe fitters, finish carpenters, tile setters, and guys who just want a really comfortable boot in the spring, summer, and fall. Not a good boot for the winter. There's no insulation, there's nothing to it. It's leather, it's sole. Thorogood does a wonderful job with this boot. They use the highest grade of leather they can possibly get for this type of boot. They finish off the top real nice with a glove leather. I believe it's pig or goat. I'm not 100% on what this top layer is. It's one of the two, but it is baby butt soft. Just like the rest of the boot, super soft. Now, in years past, Thorogood had a real hard time with this boot wearing out prematurely. The sole primarily would start to wear down this way or that way. So they've doubled the life of the boot by improving the sole. Now, a lot of people buy this boot with the hopes and the dreams of one day that they're going to cut the sole off and resole this boot. All right, you know what? That's a great hope. That's a great dream. But the reality is a boot this soft, that's built on a last that's this soft, if you're working it, if you're kicking a shovel, if you're climbing ladders, if you're doing whatever you do to make a living, by the time this boot is worn out, it's going to look like this. It's going to be on a tilted angle. It's going to be like, a tilted angle this way. The sole's going to be worn out. When you put that new square flat sole onto a boot like this, you're really not doing your knees and back any favors. So, really consider that. Maybe pick the brand of the shoemaker that you're going to go see, who's ever going to do it for you. If it's one of those things where you're just packing the boot up into a box and sending it off, forget about it. There's no point. Replace the boot. So I have to say the only bad part about this Thorogood 814-4200 is this. The laces, guys. This is one part that you would think this beautiful American-made boot, and I mean this boot is beautiful. They do such a good job. Out of the thousands of pairs that I have seen of this boot, I have almost never found any cosmetic defects or anything that was wrong with this boot outside of the crappy laces. The laces really do stink in this boot. So for an extra $5 or $6, you can put in something that's halfway decent. If I could say one thing to Thorogood, guys, let's juice up the laces. Inside this boot, you're going to find Thorogood's own insole. This is a great insole. Thorogood does a really good job of making a dual density cushioned insole. And it fits nicely. And inside you get the old type of insole in there. It's a foam pad. And it's, can you wear it without it? Of course you can. When would you wear it without it? Well, if you're stuck without a pair of winter boots and you need to double up your socks, say with a wool sock and a polypropylene liner, maybe you want to take this out and spend the day kind of kicking around that idea. In closing, the Thorogood 814-4200 is definitely a great boot. And if you're looking to get a pair, since I sell them and since I fit them to guys all the time, I can say that maybe you should go down a half size. Definitely not a boot you want to order online unless you feel like going back and forth till you find the right one. There are certain lots that come in, certain lots that go out that are not always 100% in the length and width. Sometimes their double E's are more like triple E's, and sometimes their D's are, a little bit bigger than D's. And sometimes a 10.5 is going to fit more like an 11, and a 9.5 is going to fit more like a 9. So you definitely got to try these on before you buy them. And you definitely got to spend some time walking around in the store you're purchasing them. So that's it. Thanks a lot. I'm the Boot Guy. Until next time.